Yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So I'm saying, what is open learning? Let's try and understand it very simply. Open learning is where the so open word means that we are open to whatever whoever wants to learn. So if we are talking about the child is going to do and learn whatever he or she wants to do and learn, right? Which is very different from obviously schooling. Schooling has a specific curriculum. Here the child designs his or her, or the learner designs his or her own curriculum. And by curriculum, it doesn't need to be subjects. It can be just about anything. I can learn kite flying, I can learn gymnastics, I can learn flute, I can learn anything literally. And the most important thing, obviously, is that everything that is available in this beautiful world is worth learning. Nothing is higher or lower. All right. Unlike the 3 hours or whatever, we don't care about the 3 hours. We say we care about us, as in the child or in each individual. Each individual is more important than the so-called subjects or curriculum or whatever it is. And why we like the word open learning is because it's not limited to schooling years. It goes much, much, much beyond that. And I say I'm an open learner at this stage. I learn whatever I feel like learning. So I'm an open learner. And maybe many of you are also open learners because you are doing and learning whatever you feel like doing and learning. So that is what it is. Just to kind of give a little background of myself, I'm Ratnesh. I've been part of Aarohi since its beginning, which was 2008. I have two children. My daughter is now 26, married. My son is 19, and both of them have been open learners. They've not gone to, my daughter only went for first few years, but after that, nothing. My son has never been to school. They've not done any 10th or 12th. They've not gone to any college. They've not got any certificates, uh, and they're enjoying their life fully. And not just these two children, I've had the fortune of so many other children, and we also have, I think, Aparna with us today. So we have had so many children who are just living their life, doing things that they like doing. They do it very seriously. They take their life very seriously, and they have serious fun, as in doing things that they like doing. That's why I call it serious fun, right? And yeah, the key part is that the child is the leader. The child takes responsibility of his or her own learning. Just like Gautam, your your infant will take care of his or her own learning as he grows up in the initial 1 or 2 years. Yes, just how children learn mother tongue, they learn how to walk, they learn how to talk, they learn everything on their own, literally, obviously supported by the environment, but no direct teaching, typically in the first 1 or 2 years. And they are able to pick up everything. So we have enough proof that it works. And if children can do that at 1 and 2 years, why can't they do it later? Right? So that's how open learning works. Just to give you a broad idea. Obviously, within this, if you want to go and get a degree, if you want to go and learn it from a teacher, that's your choice. So all the options in the world are absolutely available. So that's a quick, brief introduction. And within this, we have Aarohi. So what is Aarohi? Aarohi is a community of families. And one such family is Preeti right here. So Preeti, why don't you, in few lines, talk about what is Aarohi? How did you get into it? Where are you located? And so on.
So, hi everyone. I'm Preeti. We are parents of an 11-year-old daughter. We are in Mumbai, and we got connected during COVID times with Aarohi. Um, so that time physically things were not open, so we got connected via online medium, and till date we are connected via online medium, and uh, so we connect on Zoom, we connect on many like Discord and many other ways that we can connect. So we are very close knitted community where like many families are together. There is a campus at near Bangalore, 60 kilometers from Bangalore, where we all can go and stay and live, and the child and the family and everybody. And the campus is built in a manner that it itself teaches. So that's the beauty of Aarohi community. So we are all a very beautiful, close knitted, extended family where we all learn together. We all teach each other. We all are age no bar kind of a thing is there in the community, and we all are equal individuals, where we do not discriminate anybody by any means. So that's Arohi. Specifically about Arohi, maybe we can further talk little later,
Right.
Rajnish.
Yes. Let's jump into whatever questions you have about open learning, unschooling, homeschooling. Yeah. Now it's over to the group. You have to drive the discussion.
So, Ratnesh, uh, does there is any age starting for uh, like there are a lot of people does homeschooling, but what I think is homeschooling should be have some pathway. Child learn by himself, but we should we should know how to observe a child. Without that homeschooling, I don't think it's really difficult. But that pathway, that boundaries, the co-creation would be help. We get help from ROE. How does it work?
Yes, as I said, Aarohi is a community of families doing it. So automatically the support is there if you are part of the part of the Aarohi community. Automatically the families are all supporting each other on a day-to-day basis.
So the kids for below 2 years also can be part of it. How we can uh,
So
teach a kid who is
yeah, so open learning is not for children; it is for families. Child alone cannot. How will child alone do an open learning? It doesn't even make sense. What makes sense is the whole family gets engaged, involved in it, enjoys it. In fact, I would say the biggest benefit of open learning is what it does to the family. It brings the whole family together. You end up spending a lot of time enjoying things together, doing things together. It really makes our life so much more beautiful and meaningful. After all, we have our children and we have them for the purpose of having joy with them. If we are not enjoying life with them, what are we doing then? Right. So that's the whole idea. So it's a family thing. So it doesn't matter. We say 0 to 99 is the age of open learners. If you and your child falls within 0 to 99, you're most welcome. Yeah.
So, another question which which strikes my mind is, are we as in India? I'm sure foreign mein to homeschooling the concept is very common. But India may is are the institution ready to accept the children? In a long run, accept the children who are doing homeschooling or open learning. Second thing is homeschooling and open learning both same concept somewhere. Thirdly, does government also support this kind of structure?
Okay. Sorry, now I'm forgetting what was your first question. I,
First question was that how institutions, for example college, for example jobs ke liye or anything, everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Jobs ke liye bhi, how institutions are more open to accept children who are doing homeschooling or open learning thing?
Mhm.
Are they
Okay.
accepting children? Because
Absolutely. So, like
at
say,
times you
let's
see, at
absolutely.
times you see when the job.
Wait. See, the problem is most of us have no idea what an open learner does, and which is why this doubt
Exactly.
comes. How will people take it? But look at it the other way around. Look at if you are an employer, and if you have this kid coming in and saying, "Okay, I'm interested in working for your organization, and I've done this," and he shows you or she shows you a whole portfolio of things that the child has done, right? Now here is somebody who has not gone through the book system but actual practical work system, has done the kind of work that you are possibly wanting anyway the child to do. Okay, would you be open to taking that person?
Exactly.
Yes.
I get it.
So when you think
Now,
of
now,
it that
now,
way,
Nini.
wait, when you think of it that way, then you realize that we are trying to look at open learning from the windows of conventional system, but that's not the right way to look at it. If you look at it from the window of open learning, then you suddenly realize, oh, these questions don't matter. All your three questions don't matter. right? Because open learning isn't about trying to say now institutions should fit in, now government should fit in, now this should fit. If we have to fit in all of those things, go to the conventional system. No, it's already doing that. The point is now you are a free bird in the sense you have all the options in the world available to you. You choose, you want to do job, you don't want to do job. If you want to do job, you will get a job. Why will you get a job? Because you bring value to that organization. You know, if I have to go and talk to somebody and say this is what I want to do with you, why will that person allow me? Because I'm passionate about it, I'm interested about it, I am the one who is wanting to do it. Yeah. So the window of an open learner, first you have to understand that window is what kicks me, what interests me, what are my passion. Like Preeti's daughter is in now majorly into music, so she's connecting with musicians, right, who are professional musicians, to understand how she can. She's just 11 and she's already trying to understand how she can take this music to the, let's call it, professional level, right? So now there's nothing to stop her. She doesn't have to think about, will the institute verify me? Will the companies verify me? No. Am I excited about it? So it is me and my excitement, my interest, which drives an open learner. It is not all of those. If you're trying to get all the checklist done, then I would say go to conventional school. Now that's part of the system. You will get everything there. Why bother about it then, right? But if you want to enjoy your learning every single day, right? Enjoy your life deeply because you're doing things that you like doing, then it makes sense. See, you said your daughter was diagnosed as some learning disabled. According to me, she is not learning disabled. She is curriculum disabled, right? The curriculum is saying only if you do this, you are good enough. Now, how is that? Does that make sense? Right? It doesn't make sense. To me, okay, if somebody likes curriculum, does good in curriculum, scores very well, performs very well in school, great if you want to go to school. But if you don't perform so well, then why would you go it? So Paro, if you play very good football, you will go and play football. If you don't play very good football, if you don't like football, will you go to and play football? No. Well, why isn't that same thing said for the schools? If you don't like the curriculum, why do you go there? If you want to do what you want to do, just do it. So then don't look for these things. Because actually, the questions that you answer, actually everything is yes, yes, yes. But I want to dissuade you from looking from that window, because then you will be always stuck with the how do am I trying to connect with all those dots which have been
Checklist.
created by the convention. Yes, yes, yes.
Secondly, is open learning and homeschooling the same concept?
Well, those are just different words. It depends on how you do it. So it depends on each family, right? Whether you want to call it homeschooling, unschooling, open learning, free schooling, travel schooling, whatever. I don't know what all are the 100 other different terms. The reason we like open learning, it just makes things very simple. Everything is available to me. Everything is open to me. And I can just keep doing that whole of my life. It is not limited to some schooling years, right? Homeschooling means it is limited to schooling. After homeschooling, you go back to college. Here, not necessary. If you want to go to college, colleges are always available. In open learning, if you want to go back to school, also you can go back to school and then come back out of the school also. We have examples of that also. So there is no boundary. Open means there is no boundary.
Hmm.
And actually, there is no boundary for children to learn. There's abundance of options and opportunities. That's
I
the
think that's right. Learning has no boundary. You can learn anything anytime.
absolutely.
Here I want to ask is that what scares me
Hmm.
personally is the
Yes.
lack of structure it would be there. Like one day I'll wake up and I'll not send her from tomorrow I'll not send my daughter to school.
Yeah.
Then the what
Please do
scares
that.
me is how exactly how would I structure her in the sense
So
structure
okay.
in the sense
So
the whole day.
right. But why do you think you need to structure? Then you become a new principal. Do you want to become a principal? No, no.
No.
Then why are you trying to become one? Who should become the principal of her life?
Herself only.
Absolutely, you have the answer, Emma.
But
If
then the
she
problem
becomes
is
the principal of her life, then she will drive her life.
hmm,
Yeah.
She'll end up watching TV whole day. Then what will
Possible,
do?
possible. Everybody is prone to
This
err
happens
also.
with me every
Everybody,
day.
yeah, yes, everybody is prone to doing mistakes. Everybody is prone to go haywire. As if we are all like, super ideal perfection, perfect people. I'm not, at least, right? I also
No,
get
not at all.
distracted with all kinds of things. Ask Preeti, she will say, ये तो कुछ काम करता ही नहीं है. So the thing is not that I need to prove myself as a 13-year-old that I'm a perfect child. No, 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 no. I have to start somewhere, and I have to take ownership of my life. I have to say, I am responsible for myself. That's a huge thing. Yeah. Hello.
Child, matlab,
So,
at least my
Ratnesh,
child is seems to be so difficult for me.
No, it looks
can you hear us?
difficult because you have that thing in your head that it is difficult, it is not possible, and my child can't do things by herself or himself. That all is all framed in our heads. That's why we can't see beyond it. You
Hmm.
know, the beauty of this whole open learning is that believing in our child that they also want to do best in their lives.
Hmm.
You want good for your child, but that child himself or herself wants the best for himself or herself
Hmm.
also, right? So they will do the
Preeti,
best for themselves. They are not going to depend on you for
sorry, this
lifelong.
question is right or wrong, I'm not sure. Have you felt the decision you guys took somewhere in the point? Because I don't know, we are kind of, even normal traditional school is kind of experiment. We 100% not sure that people will get settled or not, 50-50%. But this is also looks like more experiment than normal traditional school because we are not aware of it. Have you felt anywhere the decision is wrong? How many times? I
Nowhere.
mean,
Last 4.5 years, I thank God every day for bring like opening this door for us as a family. And believe it, my daughter very recently, just 2 3 days back only, just said that thank God, mom, we are doing open learning, you know. So it's not at all like we regret the decision or anything. This is a straight answer to your question, but I'm sure Ratnesh will have a deeper answer.
Yeah, I love this word experimenting. Gautam, if you're not experimenting with your life, you're dead. Right, so you want to be dead
yeah,
or you want to be experimenting? So what's wrong in experimentation? Every single thing is an experiment. We become parents, that itself is an experiment. We have no experience, we have no qualification. You would say, oh, without qualification, without this, how did you become a parent? Go resign from that job. You can't do it. You have been expelled because you don't have any qualification to become a parent. Right? So please don't think nothing is an experiment, or rather everything is an experiment. What is an experiment? Right? You try something. If it fails, you try something else. Isn't that beautiful? It's life. Life is an experiment. You try something, you try. I try everything, different things with my wife. Half the things goes factor. Half the things work for me. My married life. If you think all my things work well for me, sorry, 50% fail. Actually, 80% fail. The point is, everything is an experiment, everything is an exploration. What gives you joy, what comes from inside you, that is what we are talking about. That's why there's nothing wrong with schooling system. If you like, do that. It's not an experiment, it's just a way. There's another way which is called open learning. In fact, open learning is not a way, it says all ways are open, as in all different multi-million channels are open. Right? Like people say that's mainstream. I say, yeah. And open learning is multi-stream or million stream
can,
because all streams are open.
can we get any, like as you said, the kids will learn, they would be having set of portfolios.
Mm.
Can we, I don't know, it's a resume or I don't know, because the traditional way thinking, it's I can put it in a resume kind of word. But can we get any kids like what they have last
Okay.
15,
So
20 years,
yes,
what
yes,
our
Gautam.
journey in
Gautam,
Aarohi and what all the learn.
we have been doing these meetups for the last almost 4.5 years. Okay, there are about 186 recordings on YouTube of these meetups, and you will get to meet enough youth, now adults, in those meetups, talking about how they have done their journey, right? If you want to just watch them talking, there's so much available just from Aarohi. There's other, I'm not even talking about other open learners around the country, I'm just talking about the Aarohi community. There are loads and loads and loads and loads of stories.
My question
And
is
and
from
wait, just one moment. And I want to add
yeah.
one more thing, Gautam, which you're totally missing out. Okay. I want to, there are how many? 17 people in this call. I want to ask how many of you are doing right now professionally what you did as education? And if you have changed your field, whatever, even if you have changed your field into a house homemaker, that's a change. Huh? You didn't study for it. Then why what for did you study all of that if you are doing something totally different? How many of you, how many people in your family, in your extended family, your cousins, your brothers, sisters, how many of them are doing work related to? So when we say, what's the proof? I say proof is all around. People are dissatisfied, so they just go ahead and do what they start doing, whatever they want to do. Now, if you can take that jump at 30, 40, 50, you can, it's much easier to take a jump at 16 because you have literally no risk. You can go ahead and play around. Nothing will happen in 1 year. You can explore this field, you can explore that field, and so on.
Preeti, if I may ask you that how your day looked for the
Exactly, I was going to ask same thing.
beginning,
Preeti and Aparna both. That
like
how your day, because
look
today I
like.
woke up at 10, my children, they were watching TV. Till 2 o'clock, they were watching TV. Then I had to ask them, yeah, please, kuch pad lo. Then they took a book, 10 minute pada. Then again, दूसरे
Yeah,
कमरे
yeah.
में गए,
Wait,
they are
Parul, wait,
watching
Parul, because
TV.
that could be happening because they are not taking, they have no responsibility of their day. This is freedom from all the control that is there, right? Yeah, but
To be
let's
very
hear from
honest,
Preeti.
I think myself that I'm giving them time, do whatever you want to do. My parenting
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like
but
that
but
only.
wait, but it is not about doing whatever you want to do. Wait. If you have okay, let's hear from Preeti
Exactly.
and Aparna.
That's what we want.
Yeah, yeah, Preeti.
Aparna both.
Aparna, if you are there, if you are okay,
Aparna,
sharing,
go
yeah.
ahead. I'll come back in.
Okay, so today let's speak about
Aparna,
my day today. So
video, please,
I
if you
have a
can. Yes.
okay. Sorry. So so I take up different projects in the domain which I'm interested. For example, I'm into mud construction and basically eco construction. So I have taken up a project called for like it's like kind of a tree house, but it doesn't have a roof. Something like that. So I've taken up a project. So I would start working on it, planning for it, designing it, discussing with mentors, doing it, putting it into action. Or I have taken up another project in AI. So I would be doing that. So I would just keep myself engaged with different things that I enjoy doing in my domain. And doesn't mean that I don't watch anything or do anything else. But I have my own limitations and control, which I need because I want to give importance to the other stuff which I do.
So,
Did that answer your
much in line
question?
with what Apan.
Aparna, also kind of a day, if you want to talk about a little bit on planning, reflection kind of thingy, that part, if you want to talk about.
Yeah. So I feel planning really helps me personally. I do planning in different ways. Sometimes it would be just like a flow that I'll write down the list of things that I want to be done with by the end of the day. Sometimes I have this time wise planning. From this time to this time, I want to finish this. I want to do this with something. I also collaborate with others when I'm planning. Like, oh, suppose my friend is there, okay, come on, let's both do a project together, or let's both reflect together. So we do together also, help each other, push each other, pull each other. kind of grill each other. So we do all those stuff. And when I reflect by the end of the day, that's when I really get to know what I want to plan for my next day. Maybe whatever I did today, few things I want to do next day as well, few things I don't want to do. So I reflect on it, and so that which helps me personally, emotionally planning for my next day in different ways. So kind of reflecting is what is more important for me than planning, because that reflection would be my planning.
Right.
And
And
also,
yeah, Panag, please.
I was hearing this discussion like, will industry accept you and all those. So I just want to give an answer for that. So, suppose you are a person taking an interview. Would you prefer someone who has a certificate but doesn't have any experience, or would you prefer a person who has experience and knowledge, like who can show their experience to you, like they have worked in this field? So, I would, if I was, I would choose the experienced one. So, if you are an open learner and if you don't have certificates, doesn't mean you won't be able to get a job or do your own business.
Would like to ask, to reach at that level, sit across that interview, there are certain checkpoints. For example, if I have to go to the interview, there are first checkpoint that you have to be 12th pass, you
No,
have
no,
to
no,
be
no.
a
Wait.
master's degree.
Parul. No.
So
There are no checkpoints. Sorry. The approach that you are talking about, that requires those checkpoints. The approach these children take, that does not require a checkpoint. That requires a portfolio. That requires reaching out to people and showing them how they have worked in that particular field. Yeah. So that's the big difference. In fact, Aparna just turned 15 very recently, this month only. And she started open learning, what, 3 years back? 4 years back. 4 years back. So she started when she was 11, and now she is, let's say, 15. And already so many things that she has done, so many internships she has done. And just to give you a data, about 8 of our youth applied for internships, um, in different industries, and all of them got internship without anybody having any certification. Right? Why are these companies offering internships to youth? Paid internships included in that, right? When these guys have not even 10th, forget any other degree, right? So it's interesting that the industry isn't bothered about degrees. We think it, because see, if your resume is part of 100 other resume and all of them are 10th pass, then that's a different thing. If there's 100 first resume which doesn't even have a 10, no 12, nothing, but has a huge portfolio of different things that they have done, then that's what makes the big difference. So that's what I keep saying. You have to leave that windows of certificates, marks, so to say, resumes and blah blah blah, and you have to look at, hey, how the world operates. World doesn't necessarily operate that way. World operates from what you like doing. Okay, Divya is asking, how important is exposure for the child who is in open learning?
Just quickly, I'll add
Yeah,
up.
you answer that question,
Ratnesh,
then we'll take Divya's question. Yeah.
I'll just add. Yeah, quickly, I'll just share in very few sentences. See, why we are worried and we think that children are not doing just TV thing or whatever we are worried about. So basically, we have outsourced the responsibility of children to something else. So children today, if they are, sitting in front of TV for longer hours and all of that, so it is more because they find that as an escape from what maybe is forced on them, kind of, right? That's why they enjoy that time, that free time for them, that freedom for them. But when children are like free completely, like you have your own life, you have your own things to design for yourself, then they design it with lots of responsibility. And we have been like 4.5 years now now, our planning and everything keeps evolving every 3 4 months and like that. We sit, we do lots of planning and all. And these children, they plan their day, their week, their month, their life by themselves. They do not depend on any outsourced person. They also do not depend on us parents also. Okay, and just a quick this thing. Uh, I'll just show you the planning, the kind of planning my daughter does for herself. If you see the whiteboard there, so this is all done by her. She does her planning and she writes what all she wants to do and all of that. I hope you can see that scribbles on the board. So, so that's just a glimpse of how these children, they do things by themselves when they are given the charge of their life. That's it. That's my way. Yeah. Ratnesh, go ahead. I
Okay.
hope Hema,
Yeah, yeah,
Parul, somewhere
yeah.
something is.
Right. So I just want to summarize. See, the two things which are very important. The first one is the child creating their own design for the day, week, month, and it develops over a period of time. Not the first day the child will not design her day, but slowly, slowly they get into this whole thing that Preeti is talking about, the planning part or designing your own learning, designing your own curriculum, designing your own structure. So open learning is not structureless, it's just that the structure is designed by the child. Yeah. Obviously helped by parents, mentors, guides, community, blah, 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 but primarily driven by the child. And the second thing is the reflection. Again, it's not our analysis, beta, you were not working there, beta, you did not finish that project, then it's on lost. Then again, we have become the principal, right? We have to allow the child to start thinking, hey, I did this, I had planned this to do for 2 hours, but I only did for 2 minutes. Rest of the time I'm watching Instagram, whatever it is, right? The child has to start reflecting. And when the child starts reflecting, the child starts realizing, oh wow, I have this beautiful day with me, and I what all I want to do with it. And then the beauty of life kind of starts their journey, and then there is no stopping these children. Then you don't have to, but the process of designing or planning your day and then reflecting continues on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So that was just to summarize that discussion. Let's take few questions which are there in the chat. The first one is about exposure. Ah, okay. So Divya, exposure is abundant in this world, right? We don't have to worry about exposure at all. Let me show you a quick little diagram that will tell you a little about exposure, which you already know. I'm just showing my diagram to you, which you might already know. So what are we saying? We are saying that there are so many circles that the child has exposure. The first is self only. I myself can get so much exposure because there is so much around me. Then family, through family I can get exposure, through friends and relatives, through neighbors, through locality, through city, through the world, right? There is no dearth of exposure of all kinds, including the ones that you have mentioned in the chat. It's all out there. We just need to go ahead and embrace it. There's abundance of opportunities out there, right? From meeting people, doing things, going places, trying out different things, failing again, sometimes succeeding, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So if you just look at these circles, there is, and in today's world, the world is right there in your pocket, in your smartphone, in your laptop. So the world is also not very far away if you are talking about that way, if you don't have to travel. Yeah. Just to kind of again add, Preeti's daughter, when she was, I think, 9 or 8, right, she decided one day that she will do an internship with a vegetable seller. So she will sit with the vegetable seller maybe for a few weeks and sell vegetables with her. What a wonderful way to understand anything. So many things I'm sure she would have gathered. I can't even imagine what all she would have learned sitting on the footpath, selling vegetables to people with with that akka on the with that auntie or whatever on the footpath. And she's just what, 8 or 9? I mean, somewhere around that time. This was Preeti's daughter in Mumbai. Now I can go on and on and on and tell you about zillion exposures and experience, because we're free to do all of that, because we can decide, this looks exciting. Let me help the baker uncle in his shop. to bake whatever breads. So what? I like baking, so I'll go there. Whoever likes whatever, do whatever. Right? There is no limitation to that. My son wanted to make a little raft, so he said, "Okay, let me make a raft, and we'll go to the nearby pond and try to sail it. Let's see if it drowns or not." Right? So we did that. So like that, it happens. There is no. You will find a pond, I'm sure, wherever you are staying, maybe a little outside the town. But that's what I'm saying. That's the beauty of life. There is so much abundance of doing, learning, exploring based on what the child wants to do. Right? That's the important part. Is this something that I want to do? Then the child is super excited. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Let me just go through the chat questions first.
Divya,
Yeah. Okay, Preeti. Yeah. You want to add? Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll just add to what you were saying, Divya. Maybe sometimes we feel that, am I doing enough, or am I like lagging behind, or am I not exposed enough? And do I get enough ideas for myself or for my child, like that? So, in that way, I would definitely say a community of open learners or homeschoolers or whatever you call it, that definitely helps. For us as a family, honestly, sitting in Mumbai, we are connected with Aarohi our community since 4.5 years now. And believe me, across the country and also outside the country, we have so many families and we are so nicely connected. And whatever exposures that you're talking about, there's so many things that so many other people are doing. Like somebody's, like you said, surfing, somebody's doing. So we picked up surfing and we went for surfing, right? Somebody is doing skiing, so we picked up skiing and we want to go for skiing. Then somebody is doing trekking, then we pick, then pottery, then this and that. So when there are people of same like-minded people are around us as a community and we are part of it, then we see, okay, I am doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things, and the other family is doing those 8 things, and other family is doing to those 2 things. So I will pick and choose what is suiting me. So that way, those exposures definitely come automatically in our system. Yeah, I agree to your point. Ratnesh.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Aparna, would you want to answer that question? How do kids create a portfolio for themselves? Well, first of all, they're not kids. We call them professionals. Even if 2-year-old is a professional, we don't consider them as kids. So yeah. Yeah, Aparna, go ahead. How do you create your professional? Maybe briefly you can share.
Okay, so I start by documenting it. It could be on a different durations, but few of us do it on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. So we start documenting or writing down, adding pictures. It basically, portfolio can be done in many ways. uh, but I right now I'm currently working on my website, which would be my portfolio. So we start by adding different projects which we have done, internship which we have done, different fields of experience that we have, our thought process while we were doing it, our ideas which we got, the failures which we have got. Because these failures were learning. So we write all these things down, we put it in a different formats, PDF, read account, website, a document. It can be done in many different ways. We start by putting all these things down in one place, and portfolio is something where you put your learnings in it. It's like you're getting work certified. Yeah, that
Okay.
Yeah, Aparna, like awesome. Like just one thing I'm adding on to what Aparna just said. If you want to really see portfolios of people who are in Arohi, there are many, many portfolios floating around, in the sense what she was sharing, that there are Instagram profiles, there are websites of people, there are YouTube videos. They also do annual portfolios, so you can watch YouTube videos of them. Then they have their own LinkedIn profile. So all of those profiles that they are putting up, and in that they are filling up everything what they are learning in life. So many portfolios you'll find like live in front of you.
Right. Okay. So the next question is, how can we start this for a 4-year-old? How can a child feel responsible? Are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah, your voice is better now.
Yeah. Is my voice better? Right. Right. Okay. So if you're asking how do you start by, well, the starting is very simple. You start. You actually start. You have to start it and saying, let's jump into it. How do you learn how to swim? Well, you have to jump into the pool. The good thing here is that if you have a 4-year-old with you, you do it, you co create with the 4-year-old. You ask him, hey, what would you like to do? And you also share. Let's say I'm in your place, I have a 4-year-old, let's assume. I would tell him, okay, let's both plan our day together, or let's design our learning together. What all I want to learn, I will write that down. What all 4-year-old says, maybe I will write it down for him or her. Right? Okay, she says she wants to go cycling for 1 hour and play with this toys for 1 hour, or whatever she says. Right? So a 4-year-old can definitely plan. I can, in fact, I don't know about the time, but oh, it's 5:50. I can show a small video how a 4-year-old is planning his day, right? And so on. So that's the beauty of it. When you say how can a child feel responsible, well, let me tell you, children are already responsible for themselves. We are the one who come in between. We are the one who take away their responsibility by saying, I am responsible for you. I'm going to decide for you. I'm going to drive you. So we take away the responsibility. They are already ready. That's how they learn the mother tongue. That's how they learn how to walk and talk and jump and whatever it is. They're already responsible. They were born responsible. We are the ones who keep coming in their way and saying, no, 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 you're not responsible. I'm going to take responsibility of yours. So once we move out of their ways and rather work with them, then it starts making sense for them. Yeah, Varsha. So it's important that first we should allow them to explore this concept called responsibility. And according to me, nobody is really 100% responsible. We are all differently responsible about ourselves in different spaces. So we need to allow them to learn this lifelong thing called responsibility. It's not a 10-year degree, right? You can't get a degree in responsibility. Right. So that's my response to you. I don't know if it helps you. Again, as Preeti was saying, it does help to be connected with any community. You can form your own community. You can connect with Aarohi community. You can connect with other communities that exist. But the idea is, yes, uh, uh, that that we have to just start somewhere, and we have to start by asking this simple question: hey, what does each one of us want to do in the family? And when you start that question, they will start doing it slowly. It will not suddenly become something, or maybe you shouldn't even have expectations. You should start with zero expectation and see what comes out of it. And that's what I would say. uh okay, we have Shushma is asking how to keep them engaged. Okay. Well, Shishma, I don't know if you were there at the beginning. But that's exactly what I was saying. You don't have to keep them engaged. They will keep themselves engaged. Yeah. If you are keeping them engaged, then you become the principal. If you want to become the principal, then it's a different thing. But otherwise, you just let them take care of their own day. And they are amazing. They will do a whole lot of things during the day if we just allow them to do it. Yeah. And again, the what I would like to emphasize is, if you say all of this sounds very crazy, is this even possible? If you're thinking that way, come over and stay with us for a week or maybe 2 weeks and experience it, right, yourself. That time, don't talk to us at all. Just experience, just see with your own eyes. Forget seeing with your own eyes. We'll make you also do things, right? You will become an open learners. We have 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 80 years old open learners. So we will all be open learners. You will also do what you like doing. Children will do what they each one likes doing. Everybody, including our dogs, do what they like doing. That's the joke we say, right? We don't train our dogs; they learn it on their own. They're most untrained dogs you can think, right? So that's I think I can think of. So all of you, you are invited. Please see our calendar. I'll post the links. Uh, Come over, stay with us. You don't have to just believe it just because you have attended a meeting. You know, don't believe us at all, right? But believe your child. I think that's very important. Singh is saying how easy, or Gautam is saying difficult to homeschooling. Well, I don't know what is this thing about easy or difficult. If I ask a lady how easy or difficult is it to give birth to a child, it's a tough job. It's very, very difficult. You have to carry a baby for 9 months, go through the labor, and then starts the tough work for first 1, 2, 3, 4, so many years. So is it easy to have a child or is it difficult to have a child? But that's not the question we ask. We say it's wonderful to have a child. So whether you are working, whether you're not working, open learning is awesome. It's wonderful. If you look at it from easy, difficult, I don't know. What's your easy? I don't know. What's your difficult? I don't know. But I know it's wonderful. Just like it's worthwhile to have to give birth to a child. It's I think equally worthwhile to do open learning, to live out of yourself, not out of the structures that the world has created necessarily, especially if they don't suit you. If they suit you, great. You can do, if you're thriving in school, college, I mean, why are you, and you don't want to try open learning, no problem with that. I have no problem with schools per se or college per se or anything for that. Everything is a choice. That's the problem. People don't think that people think school, beyond schooling, there is no other option. There's only one thing: school, you have to go, college, you have to do, 10th, you have to do. When our daughter was 15, we said, do you want to give 10th or not? He said, for what I will give 10th? I said, that is a good question. Nobody asked this question. Right? So when she asked this question to herself, she came back to us after a week and says, I thought through it. I talked with many people. I don't think I need 10th for anything. And that's it. After that, no 12th, no college, no degree, no certificate. She's, as far as the world is concerned, the only test she has given is driving test. Right? And that's it. There is no other test she has given. So, so that's the whole idea. I don't know,
But
easy, difficult is
Ramesh,
yeah, Preeti.
yeah, Gautam saying. Yeah.
yeah, just one last thing. But choosing an open learning, I think set of categories kids will miss, I guess, like a medical industry, maybe government, these
Not
set
at
of
all.
categories.
Not at all, Gautam. You can go ahead and give examination and become whatever, whether you want to go to government job or you want to appear for IAS or IIT, whatever. That doesn't make any difference. There are enough NIOS. Have you heard of NIOS? NIOS is a central government body which allows you to give examination of 10th and 12th at any age after 14. Even at 35, you can give an examination and become a 12th pass. Right? So there's no such limitation that open learners cannot get into government or cannot get into different things. You can even become the prime minister.
So they would be having exposure to medical uh, for open learners.
I
How
didn't get you. What do you mean
So
by exposure to medical?
medical industry? I mean, something related to MBBS stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You can give, MBBS requires you to have 10, 12. So you can give that examination as an open learner, pass that examination, appear for the competitive
Correct.
examination, get into MBBS.
But from child perspective, how does he will get an interest to get into that field?
Like
So
any
does
other
open
child will
learning.
get interest in medicine. Why wouldn't an open learner? Open learner has a body, gets ill, knows doctors. It's not that open learners don't know what a doctor does. Right? Just like how will anybody, how will Gautam get interested in medicine? Maybe he visits doctors and he says, this is interesting, I want to do this. Or he goes to in an aeroplane and he says, I want to fly aeroplanes, I want to become a pilot. Somewhere you have to get interested, right? So open learners aren't some different species. They're very much, we don't have horns on our head, dear. We are all the same, right? We all get interested just by seeing the life around us. Yeah, Preeti, you were also saying something.
So just for this one, which Gautam was saying, so if a child is interested in medicine or medical line or something, then the child will do work for it. They will study and they will find out what all is needed and what all is required to study for it, and they will do it. If they are passionate enough to become a doctor, they will become a doctor. So that's not a question mark there. I just was saying that I think we can shift our little focus from the future fear perspective to living in present kind of thing. So when we are having this kind of a discussion and talking, like it gives a very this it gives an impression of we are all coming up with a future. A lot of fear about future is there ingrained in us कि क्या होगा आगे, कैसे करेंगे आगे, क्या होगा मेरे बच्चे का types, so if we move out of it and we just throw that fear out of our head and we live in present. That's what we do. That's what as open learners, as Aarohi community, we are doing. All of us, including every child, including every parent, we're all going in that on that way of living in present. Okay, today we are enjoying this, we are talking to you, we are talking in this meeting, and we are enjoying this conversation. This is right now with me, that is happening. Okay, after half an hour what will happen with me, I don't know, right? So why should I be worried about what will happen with me in half an hour? Right now I'm enjoying this, I'm doing this, and I'm loving it, and that's it. So that's how we are all open learners living our lives. And apart from that, if you say that okay, that means we do not plan anything and we just live like that, only like that. Okay, that we can do for sure. That is what spirituality is doing, you know. Anyway, that's another thing. But planning and all, they do, it happens. But let's get out of the fear of future. Maybe I just wanted to shift the focus.
Right. Okay. So guys, sorry. This it's now more than 6 o'clock. So we typically meet for 5 to 6. So we'll kind of pause now. The good thing is that we meet every Saturday, 52 Saturdays in a year, right? So we literally meet every time, and you can drop in any number of times, and yeah, you can connect with us. You can talk to us. We also have various options. I'm just posting um, the Aarohi website. Just explore that. There is options to stay here. There's a Jagrati program which can help you as a parent if you are planning or thinking or worrying or engaging about children. Uh, as I said, there's option to come and stay here and be here. And there is also a WhatsApp number, so you can always, if you're already part of the group, you can ask questions in the group. If you are not part of the group, you can become part of the group, or you can ask us more questions on WhatsApp and keep coming back. And there is also um, the recording of all the meetups that we have had till now. So we have lots of options, and as keep saying, keep coming. We have these Saturday meetups. We are also a trust, which means that we are not a profit for organization, which means we do a lot of actions, a lot of stuff here also, and you can support us by contributing to our work. So that's also I just wanted to share that, right? And yeah, so let's pause here. Thank you very much. We'll be there again next Saturday. Meanwhile, stay connected through WhatsApp or any other way that you would like to connect through social media. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Also, can you put the link where we can see, the children portfolio?
I don't have a link. You can just go to our website and explore. It is all there.
That's in your website. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.